Greetings everyone, welcome back once again to another session where we'll be looking at how to work on this model. This is an assignment 1B. So we are going to learn how to draw all the views. We are going to use the software to generate that for us, and we're also going to provide a 3D model of it. So you know how to go about this already. We start with the model, then we use the software to generate the three important views. So we start a new AutoCAD drawing document by hitting just the plus. You make sure that the workspace is set to 3D modeling. The moment that is set, we activate the front plane. Currently, the top plane or the top view is now active. So let me switch to the front view. I want to start by sketching all of this, right? I'm changing the technique for this one. I want to sketch all of the front view or the views or the geometries on the front view, right? So you can go ahead and change it to the 3D isometric view, or we can still stick with this because we are going to focus on sketching on the 2D. So just 2D drafting, so we can stay on the front. So activate a rectangle command, right? Click anywhere, and I'm going to specify its length to be 212. Hit tab and specify a length of 51 and hit enter. The moment I'm done with that, I'm going to specify this other geometries. So I'm sketching everything on the front view. I position my crosshair at this endpoint, move my mouse a little bit to the extreme left and type in a value of 19, hit enter. And I'm going to turn on orthogonal, right? And I'm going to specify this magnitude. So this is 51 minus 16, right? So let's do that on our calculator, which is here. We've learned how to make sure we are using the calculator already. So 51 minus 16, and then I'll hit enter, and it's 35. So I'm going to specify the value of 35 and hit enter. The moment I'm done with that, I'm going to specify a value of 74 and back to 35. So why 74, right? So it's 74 because if you want to calculate that, it will be 112 minus 19 minus another 19, hit enter, and the value is 74, right? That is basically the distance from here to here, right? 19 minus 90 from the overall length. The next is to offset these lines because we have 19, 19 here and another 19 here. So I'm going to click on offset, the offset command. Then I'll type in a value of 19, hit enter, and just click and position them in my desired direction, right? So the moment you are done with that, you just click on the trim and you trim off all unnecessary or unwanted geometries. Then the moment you are done with that, I think we are almost done with everything on the front plane, right? So we are just sketching the highlighted one, not the hidden ones. The moment we are done, I'm going to switch back to isometric. I want to visualize it. Then I'm going to change my display to a shaded. Then I'm going to use the press pull command to select the highlighted contour, right? So let me do that again. On it, so it's just select this side and you type in a value of 57, hit enter, basically. So the moment you are done with that, the 57, you select the one at the next contour, specify a value of 38. Yes, that's the magnitude. It's 57 minus and 19, which is a 38, right? So after specifying that, we go ahead and specify that for the last contour, which is just 19. So looking at this, we are almost done with the entire model, right? With the entire model. So to continue, we'll just go ahead and add this. There's a cutout here, which is basically a circle because they've specified the diameter over here. So we just click on circle, we highlight this face, we use the midpoint, right? Because this is basically the center. and we just use the midpoint. So we can use this. It's the exact same thing here, right? It's the exact same thing here. Then just click. Basically, we are using that as the center line because the heading line here is saying that the center point of this shaft or of this circle or of this cutout is basically the edge of this face. So we are just going to click over there and specify the diameter. So I'll just hit the enter and specify a diameter of 16. We hit enter. Select press pull, then select that contour and perform a cutout operation. By the moment you are done with that, we are not done with it at all. We also have another contour we have to, because the shaft didn't give out all the full, it didn't bring out the full or the exact cutout we expected. So we rotate using the shift and the middle mouse button. You click on circle again, then you specify the center line or the center point to be the midpoint, right? You make sure that you are using the exact face. Then you use the end point, or you can specify the diameter to do the cutout operation. You click on press pull and you move upwards, right? Then you specify a magnitude of 16 to do the cutout up to that point. So the moment we are done with that, we are done with everything related to the model. We are done with everything. But they are basically individual bodies, and I'll show you something related to these combined bodies. So we can go ahead and delete the sketches. I prefer deleting them a lot because it doesn't make the work done neat for me personally. So I like deleting the sketches. So I'm going to use the blue selection to select all sketches and delete it and move the 3D model back. So I think with the previous assignment we've worked on, we are not able to achieve some stuff related to the heading line. I'm going to explain that in this session. So you can see that the geometry or the body is not one. There are 3 individual bodies. So in AutoCAD, it won't show you the number of bodies and all of the rest, but in other CAD softwares, you get to know the number of bodies you have. So basically with this, we are done with everything. So now let's start with the generation of the model, right? The important view. So let me move my question to this very side of the question of my screen. Then I'm going to set up this page. This is something we've been doing already. So we normally use A3. Sorry, I'm creating a new layout, which is something I don't want. I'm just supposed to modify it, change it to DWG to PDF and change this to ISO full bleed. I'm using full bleed. You can use the normal ISO. So let me just show you the difference between the normal ISO and the normal and the full bleed. So look at the preview for the ISO A3. You see there are some gaps left out. But if you go in for the full bleed, ISO full bleed, this is the full bleed A3, the exact same. You can see it extends, so we can make sure that our border is hitting the entire full screen. That's basically the difference. Then we hit OK, then we hit close. We come to annotate and just insert our title borders over here. Hit enter. Then we use 0, tab 0. There's something we've been doing already. Then okay, you fill in this detail and I think everything will be fine with that. So let's go to our home tab, and these are going to insert from the model space. There's the front view. Let me just position anything around and explain some stuff. After positioning all of this, we hit enter. Right. Yes, so basically this what the software has generated for us. But that's not what we want. That's not what we want. So we are supposed to get a front view like this, right? So I think our front view is accurate. The end view too is accurate, but it's on the other side. So we have to switch it, right? We have to switch it. We don't need this one. That's something the software will not do for you. So we have to switch it. Even though looking at the orientation, it should have done the right thing for us, but it picked a different view as the end view, right? Then the top view, we have to delete it and insert a better one. But the hidden lines have become very, very tiny. So let's go to another layout without setting it up and let's see whether we get any difference between them. So from model space, just let's continue just clicking anywhere and see the difference. Enter. It's actually the same. I don't know why the hidden lines are not showing anyway. So we can just go ahead and manage this for now, right? I don't know why. I think maybe it could be my PC. So the moment we have the front plane and the end plane, we have to add the top plane, right? So the top plane, I can just come here. What I've done in the software is right. Then I'll make sure I have the end point, the midpoint, so that I will align with it, and I'll hit exit and hit enter. Then I have this as my top plane. Basically, I'm using what I have because my orientation is right. Everything from my model space is right because this is supposed to be my end plane, my top plane, this part. This is supposed to be my front plane and this is supposed to be my end or my side view. Right. So the moment I'm done with that, I can come back to the layout and just go ahead and preview it. So right click and select plot, and I'll just preview it to see what I've achieved. Right, so you can see the difference between the line thickness. It's not showing that it's using one, just a single one, but you can see the difference, right? A little. This one is a little bit thicker. You zoom in, you don't even see the difference anymore. But it's supposed to be, yes, I think you can now see the difference, right? This a little bit thicker and this a little bit thinner. Let me move it. Yes. So basically comparing that to what the question gave us, we have our front view matching it exactly, like perfectly. Yes, our front view matches that of what the question gave, right? Our end view as well matches that. So we have confidence that our top view will be the exact same thing. So thank you for being in this session up to the very end and see you in the next. Thank you.